All right, here we go. I'm going to start this video by saying something very strange. Don't watch the video. Don't watch the video if you plan on playing this quest. This quest has cards that you flip over and you don't know what they're going to do when you flip them over, and it is so much fun to play this quest blind, not knowing what's going to happen when you advance certain cards or certain quest stages. So if you've already played this quest and you want to see how I did, take a gander. But if you plan on playing this thing, I would strongly suggest playing it without watching a video of it being played and enjoy the experience for yourself as a new player coming at this quest. All right, let's get to the video. A Long Extended Party presents the Aldburg Plot, the first adventure pack in the Children of Eros cycle. Okay, quest card 1A, Evil Under the Moon. Lots to do here. We're going to set each Encounter SideQuest, each copy of Town Guard, and each copy of the Dunedain Agent aside, out of play. We're going to set each double-sided Encounter card aside, out of play. Clue side, face down. We're going to add the Garrison Barracks and the Horse's Tail to the staging area. We're going to then search the Encounter deck for an enemy. We're going to add that to the staging area, and then we give the Encounter deck a shuffle. So basically, we're putting a bunch of cards out of play. They will come into play through effects, and then I'm going to grab an enemy. 1B, no quest points needed. Enemies cannot be optionally engaged. Forced, at the end of the round, we're going to raise our threat by an additional 1. And then if we control one or more clue objectives, we're going to advance to the next stage. Okay, the enemy I have chosen is an Aldburg Malcontent. I picked him because he has a when revealed effect that won't trigger because we're adding him. He's a 25 engagement, and he's a Rohan traitor. You jerk! All right, he's only one threat, though, so we can handle him. We have the Barracks, and if you read this card, when we travel there, we're supposed to shuffle in those Dunedain Agents. So I'm just going to put them underneath that card. It reminds me to shuffle them in. Same thing for the Horse's Tail. If we travel there, we have to shuffle in those garrison enemies. So that's just a reminder for myself to shuffle those guys in. I have forgotten to do that before. Here's all the cards that I'm setting aside out of play. And then those two locations add threat based on how many clues we currently have. And since we currently have no clues, they don't add any threat. So only one threat in staging right now. And this playthrough, I have a very specific plan to beat it. And I'm going to purposely not collect as many clues as I probably could, and that's to keep the surprise element for those of you who want to play this quest on your own. So let's see who I'm bringing. I'm bringing Lord Aragorn. So he is a Dunedain Ranger, and he can drop my threat back down to my beginning threat level once per game in the refresh phase. And he's a 2/3/2/5, so very good hero. I'm also bringing some Dale characters. So we got Brand, Son of Bane, a 2/3/2/3. He's 10 threat. And then each Dale character I control with a player card attachment gets +1 willpower, and then response, after I play an attachment on a Dale character without an attachment, I get to draw a card. And then the other hero is a spirit hero, and this is Bard, Son of Brand. He's a 9 threat, 2/2/2/3. And while playing an item attachment, Bard, Son of Brand is considered to have the printed leadership, lore, and tactics icons. Response, when a character leaves play, I return each attachment attached to that character to its owner's hand, limit once per phase. So yes, this is a Dale deck. Dale is very powerful, but I also am sprinkling in some Dunedain, and I am going to be playing with the Last Alliance. So this is the contract that came with the deluxe box, and it is an amazing contract. It's kind of confusing, so I'm going to read it. But instead of saying the A and B, like you see printed here, I will say Dunedain and Dale. So let's read this thing. Side A, choose 2 traits, Dale and Dunedain. Each of your starting heroes and each ally in your deck must have the printed Dale or Dunedain trait, but cannot have both. You must have at least 1 starting hero and 10 allies with each trait. Flip this card over. That's our deck construction instructions that most contracts have. You have a way you have to specifically build your deck. Now side B, this is where it gets a little confusing. While you control more Dunedain characters than Dale characters, reduce the cost of the first Dale ally you play this round by 1, and vice versa. Action, exhaust the Last Alliance, to choose a card in your hand or a card in play under your control. Replace each printed instance of Dunedain or Dale in that card's ability text with Dunedain or Dale until the end of the round. So basically, if a card only references Dale characters, it'll now reference Dale or Dunedain. So it'll reference both of my traits. That's the confusing part, but basically you just have to think, if a card says Dale, I can trigger Last Alliance to say Dale or Dunedain, and it's going to affect both. I'm going to arrange my board state like that, so it helps me keep track of which trait I have more of, so I won't be using my resources on my custom tracker. I'll be putting resources on the heroes themselves. Right now, I have more Dale characters than Dunedain characters, so my first Dunedain ally will cost 1 less thanks to the Last Alliance. So what's the point here? Well, the point is I want to get the King of Dale into play. The King of Dale lets me reduce the cost of the next Dale ally I play based on the number of attachments on the attached hero. Well, I can make that card say Dale or Dunedain. So then I can get these Dunedains in play without having to have enemies in play, because that's their thing, right? You use Heir of Valindial to get them in cheaper, but now you have all these enemies. Oh my god, and I get it right off the bat. Okay, let's just see how it works. So the King of Dale is right there. I got a nice attachment. There's a nice Dale ally. There's the Vigilant Dunedain. He's great in this quest. Another Dale ally and another attachment. So yes, I think it's better if we just watch how it plays instead of me trying to describe it. And this deck is extremely powerful, but it's also extremely, extremely fun. And I got to call it D&D, which is just a real fun name. Dale and Dunedain, here we go. Everybody's got a resource, and we're going to draw our card, and we get some deep knowledge. So let's just play that right off the bat. Raise my threat by 2. I don't care if I raise my threat. I got Lore Aragorn. So let's see the 2 cards I get. I get another nice attachment, and I get, the Ranger of Cardolan, so he can come in nice and cheap. So this is an absolute excellent starting hand, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I am going to trigger the Last Alliance on King Brand. I could also trigger it on Aragorn, but basically now, when I play this attachment on Aragorn, Aragorn has the Dunedain trait, and King Brand now says each Dale or Dunedain character you control gets +1 willpower, and it'll draw me a card since it's the first attachment I played on the character. And the card I draw is, wow, my single copy of A Very Good Tale, which is just an amazing card to have when you have the Ranger of Cardolan in play. Let's hold off on playing any other cards. I don't want to play those attachments on my heroes. I want to play those 1-cost attachments on the Dale ally I have in hand. So sending to the quest, let's just send 3. I want to try to kill this enemy, and we get Sudden Ambush. When revealed, the first player must choose. I got to either raise my threat by 4 or the topmost enemy in the discard pile is going to attack me. Well, since I can't choose the second option, I have to choose the first one, so my threat goes up. I place progress, but that doesn't matter. Let's travel to the garrison barracks, and we're going to shuffle in these Dunlanding enemies. So I think putting them underneath the locations is a really good idea. I played this quest twice before this playthrough. Recorded them both, but I had to basically scrap the videos because both times I forgot to shuffle in these enemies when I traveled. And of course that makes a huge difference. So that is my trick. All right, let's engage this guy. He's not too bad. And since I engaged an enemy, I am going to pop in the Ranger of Cardolan. Should have done that before I dealt the Shadow card. So the Ranger Cardolan comes in. He's a nice, strong ally, and I control a Dunedain hero, so it costs 1 to do that. And he is going to defend for me. Okay, the Shadow is attacking enemy gets +1, +2 instead if the defending character has a clue. I do not have a clue on him, so he takes a couple damage, but he lives. And then I'm going to swing back and kill this enemy. I would have liked to have popped the Ranger in when I had another ally, so I could have triggered A Very Good Tale, but I think it's more important to just kill the enemy. And I have 3 Rangers of Cardolan in this deck, so the odds are I'm going to get another one and be able to do the A Very Good Tale with another copy of the Ranger. So I'm not too worried about it. So let's shuffle him in, and then we're just going to end the round here. So I got to raise my threat an additional point, so there we go. The Last Alliance can be triggered again. I give myself resources up there, and then I remind myself, nope, Chad, you're not doing that this time. I draw a second King of Dale. Okay, well, that's good to know that I'm not having any problems finding those. I got to remember, give myself actual resources. I'm not used to that. There we go. And I'm going to immediately spend the 2 off of Bard to put in the King of Dale. The King of Dale says planning action, exhaust the King of Dale, and then count the number of attachments on the attached character and reduce the cost of the next Dale ally I put in play. So since that was his first attachment and he's Dale, he gets to draw me a card, he gets +1 willpower, and I get a nice Dunedain ally for this quest because it gets +2 willpower if it's questing against a side quest. And there are a lot of side quests in this quest. Okay, so let's play that guy. The East Road Ranger is going to cost 1 less because I control less Dunedain characters than Dale characters. And then I can trigger the last alliance on the King of Dale. Now the King of Dale will say Dale or Dunedain characters get a cost reduction based on the number of attachments. So this 3-cost ally only cost me 1, which is really good. That's really good to get a nice ally in for cheap. And let's just commit to the quest. So we are currently sending 4. 4 against 0 since I don't control any clues. And we get a Decrepit Hovel. It's just a 1 threat location, but now I have to spend all my resources from a single hero's resource pool if I want to pop in an ally. So pretty annoying. No combat. I did make progress, but not enough to clear that active. So we're just going to go into the next round. Once again, my threat goes up by 2. And let's try to get some more allies on the table. Let's get the Dale deck rolling here. And let's make sure we use blue tokens instead of green. Okay. First of all, let's play this Daron's Runes. Hey, there's my Ranger, and there's another nice attachment. Alrighty. We got some nice planning to do here. So let's discard that second copy of the King of Dale to the Runes. And let's figure out how exactly we want to handle planning. This is where the Last Alliance deck can be a little confusing or intimidating, but I think I got it sorted out. So I'm going to get a 1 cost reduction because I have 1 attachment on Brand. I always get those confused. So this guy's only going to cost 1. He gets +1 willpower if he has an item attachment on him, and then he'll get +1 willpower because of Brand's ability. So let's play the Map of Rovanion on him. Bard doesn't have to have a resource match, but I'm going to use Loragorn's resource to pay for that. So now he has an item attachment, and the map lets you place a progress on the active location when the attached character commits to the quest. I draw another Daron's Runes, thanks to Brand's ability. And now let's see, what do I want to do here? I got good cards. I really need a good defender. That's what I'm missing right now. I don't have a good defender that I can build up with these attachments. So let's play Daron's Runes and see what I find. Okay, I find another North Realm Lookout and another Ranger of Cardland. Okay, well, I don't need 3 North Realm Lookouts, so let's discard that. I do control 1 more Dale character than Dunedain, but I don't need to pop anything else in right now. So let's quest for 6. The North Realm Lookout does not exhaust, thanks to his card text. I'm up against 1. And we get the Recreant Rider. Okay, so when he enters the staging area, he's going to make an immediate attack. That's annoying. So he is attacking for 3. I will defend with Aragorn. Yes, Aragorn will defend. No Shadow. Thank you very much. Aragorn's going to take a hit. And then we do quest successfully. We add some threat, but we do make 2 progress. And that is enough to clear that. And we get our first clue. It's the Raven Signet Ring. When revealed, add the Man with the Twisted Lip to the staging area. If unattached, attach to the hero with the fewest clue objectives attached. And then when that hero readies, we got to discard all resources in its resource pool. So that's pretty annoying. So I get to choose. Since none of my heroes have a clue, I'm going to put it on the king here, King Brand. Okay, the Man with the Twisted Lip, that gets my vote for the best name card in the game. I love it. It's an 8 progress side quest. Forced, at the end of the round, I got to raise my threat by 1. And then if we defeat that stage, we're going to add the Spy Master to the staging area. But we do have a clue, so we advance to 2A, gathering clues. All right, 2B needs no progress, and it just says, when you control 4 clues, you may advance. You don't have to, but you may. All right, let's travel to that annoying location that's making me spend all my resources from the same hero's resource pool to put in allies. All right, I just engaged an enemy. So I have 2 Rangers of Cardaland, and I have 2 resources on Brand that are going to go away when he readies. So let's spend those and get those 2 guys in. That's pretty awesome to pull that off. And this guy is going to attack one of them. So let's see what we get for shadow. No shadow effect. He's going to take a damage, and then I have plenty of people ready to kill this dude. So I am doing very good at keeping the enemies in check. And because of Lord Aragorn, I'm not worried about threat. And now let's see exactly what I can pull off here. I have 2 Rangers of Cardaland that are going to leave play at the end of the round, but they ready first, and I have a very good tail. So let's play this a very good tail and exhaust those 2 Rangers. That's 8 resources worth of allies. Give the deck a shuffle. We're going to look at the top 5 cards and put in 2 allies that can cost up to 8, and then discard the remaining 3 cards. So very curious to see who I get in here. This is pretty exciting. Oh, and it's Thalion. Oh, that's amazing. All right, Steed of North. Oh, and there's one of my defenders that I want, and a Vigilant Dunedain. Okay, I have 2 more copies of that Guardian of Eskeros, or whatever it's called. So I think I will do a 4-for-4 for each of these guys. So 2 4-cost allies exhausted, and 2 4-cost allies are coming into play. Both of them are Dunedain, so now the next Dale ally I play will cost 1 less thanks to the last alliance. And I'm just hoping I can find those other Guardians of Eskeros, at least one of them. But oh man, that was awesome. That was really cool. I'm really happy that that worked out that way. So we got our resources, and I draw the Rovanian Outrider. So he's a real good ally that's good for questing, and he's Dale. So let's see here. The King of Dale gets a cost reduction of 1 for each player card attachment, and then the last alliance gives a cost reduction of 1. So my next Dale ally costs 2 less. 2 less, I can say that. So the North Realm Lookout comes into play for free. And now I have even amounts of Dale and Dunedain. So now it's time to do the main thing I want to do on this quest. I want to give that Vigilant Dunedain the Dale trait. So I just triggered Last Alliance, and now he can have the Hauberk of Mail, which helps him defend, because he doesn't have to exhaust to defend if I get a side quest in the victory display, which you know I will in this quest. So now he's got a nice boost to his defense, but he's also Dale for this round. So that triggers Bran's ability, because I played a first attachment on a Dale character. So therefore he gets the willpower boost, which I won't be using, but I do get to draw a card, and I get another Daron's Runes. Okay, that's great. More card draw. Looking at my hand, I don't think I want to put that other Hauberk on the North Realm Lookout. So let's play Daron's Runes and see what I get. I get Valiant Determination, which is great on Guardians of Eskeros, and I get a Spare Hood and Cloak. Okay, that's just a free item attachment. So let's put that on that North Realm Lookout. He's going to now not exhaust a quest. He gets +1 willpower. I'm going to draw the Squire's Helm. That's great. Gives an ally some hit points. And let's see if I remember to discard a card to Daron's Runes. I can play the Squire's Helm. So now the Vigilant Dunedain has extra hit points and extra defense. So everything's going good there. I got my willpower online, and yeah, I just need to remember to discard a card. There we go. You guys thought I wasn't going to do it, didn't you? Didn't you? Admit it. You thought I was going to forget. I didn't forget. I did for a minute, but I did remember. I was kind of nervous watching the edit of this when I first started reviewing it to do the voiceover. I'm like, oh, Chad, please say you remembered to discard a card. But I did. All right, so each of those guys are questing for 3 without exhausting. I debate for a while about how much to send, and I forget originally, but I do remember in a bit, to put a progress on the active location thanks to that map. I'm hoping to clear the side quest, because that'll let Thalion ready at the beginning of the combat phase. So let's see what we get. If it's an enemy, okay, it's not an enemy. It's a Misty Street, 2 threat location, but it makes me choose my highest cost ally, discarding all attachments from it and putting the ally under it. Well, luckily Thalion cost the same as that Vigilant Dunedain, so I didn't lose the Vigilant Dunedain. And then this is me remembering, okay, let's place the progress, let's do it right. So I should have placed a progress, and then now I made 5. I can do math. I made 5 progress, so I clear that, and we're going to place 3? Yeah, 3 on the Man with the Twisted Lip. Okay, so let's travel. No reason not to. Once we clear that location, we get our ally back, and he's ready. And it actually worked out okay. I have to raise my threat by an additional 1 thanks to the Man with the Twisted Lip. But I actually now have 1 less Dunedain character. So I can trigger the Last Alliance's effect, where before it was going to be even. So I wasn't able to do that. So that actually kind of helps me out, having Thalon underneath that thing. So I'm going to trigger the King of Dale to say Dale or Dunedain. So now the next Dunedain I play costs 2 less, and I don't need a resource match. So that Vigilant Dunedain only costs 2, which is wonderful. So let's see, whose resources do I want to spend? I will spend Brand's. And now I'm even once again. I have this Hauberk Amail, I have this Valiant Determination, and I really want to get it on a Guardian of Eskeros, so I'm going to hold on to those. And let's commit to the quest. I want to make sure I clear this active location. It gets 1 progress thanks to the map of Rovanion, and the Dunedain Ranger there, the ally, he's questing for 3 because I'm up against a side quest, and we get another location. It's an old farmhouse, and it's annoying because when it leaves play, we got to go and get another location, so it just kind of replaces itself. But I do make 4 progress. I needed to put 1 on the active, and the other 3 spill over. So I have made 6 out of 8, and we get Thalon back. But once again, no combat. So we are doing really well, because even if we had combat, we should be able to handle this. So let's travel to that farmhouse, even though it's just going to get replaced by another location. Can't have all that threat and staging. That's going to slow me down. So let's go into the refresh phase. So I got to raise my threat by 1. Everybody readies. And then I'm going to trigger Lore Aragorn, and I'm going to drop myself back down to my starting threat. I'm worried about that 1 treachery that raises my threat by 4. And then at the end of the round, I got to raise my threat by 1. So I still had to raise my threat by 1 after Aragorn's ability triggered in the refresh phase. Everybody got money, and there it is. It's the Guardian of Eskeros. So that is the one I was going to really start digging for. And since I control 1 less Dale ally than Dunedain, between that and the King of Dale, I get to put him in for free. So now I'm even again. And this guy's great. He gets +1 to all of his stats for each different attachment he has, limit of 3. So by playing that Hauberk Amail on him, he now has 3 defense, and he also gets extra hit points for each attachment. He's also got an extra willpower boost thanks to Brand, and then now I'm going to play this Valiant Determination, so he's not going to exhaust to quest, so he's going to be questing for a ton, and he's going to be able to defend for a ton. And that is, I think, the key to victory for me. I needed to get somebody who could defend big attacks, and then my Vigilant Dunedains can defend the smaller attacks. Okay, so now what I want to do is get that Spare Hood and Cloak on the Guardian of Eskeros, and then I'll play the map on that North Realm Lookout after I move the Spare Hood and Cloak. So let's do some math. I'm going to be sending a lot without many people exhausting. It would have been smart of me to send Thalon, since he would ready if I cleared that side quest at combat, but I don't. Okay, I get False Lead, so it's a doomed 1. And then I got to remove each hero I control with a clue attachment from the quest. None were sent on the quest, but then I have to exhaust a different hero as well. So I do exhaust Bard. Okay, we clear the old farmhouse, so now I need to discard cards till I get a location. There goes an enemy, there's a location, and it's the Abandoned Mill. It's a 4 threat. Doomed 1 doesn't trigger because I'm discarding and adding, so that's nice. But I do clear the Man with the Twisted Lip. So the Man with the Twisted Lip goes away, and that says I need to find the Spy Master and add it to the staging area. Okay, so now Thalon readies in combat. That's what I was just pointing at to there. Let's find the Spy Master from all these cards that are out of play. There he is. He's a good-looking dude. All right, so he's a 0 engagement, 2, 4, 4, 6. Rohan, Spy, Suspicious, Forced. When the Spy Master is dealt a shadow card with no shadow effect, deal 1 damage to the defending character, and then we deal the Spy Master another shadow card, limit twice per attack. Don't jump block. And when he's defeated, we flip him over and reveal it. All right, so I don't want this guy to attack for more than 1 round, and I need to defend with somebody who can take 2 damage. All right, so let's travel to the horse's tail. So now I got to shuffle in these garrison enemies that I put under it so I wouldn't forget. So my strategy is to get 4 of the clues, and they're going to be the 4 clues that I guess you could call them the first clues you could possibly get. So they come from the 2 locations that you start the game with, and then the 2 enemies that come from the side quests that are triggered from those locations. And I'm going to leave all the other clues unrevealed in this playthrough. So if you want to play this quest, you won't know what those clues do. You can be surprised. I would highly suggest just playing this quest without watching this video, to be honest. It's way more fun to be surprised what these clues do and what happens when you find them. All right, so the Vigilant Dunedain is going to defend here. He has lots of hit points, and he doesn't exhaust to defend. So no shadow there. He's going to take a damage. Let's look at this one. There is a shadow, +1. So the Vigilant Dunedain was defending for 3, so now this guy's attacking for 5, so I got to take 2 more damage, but it's okay. I have those 2 extra hit points, so the Vigilant Dunedain is not dead, and I have lots of ready characters, and from this point forward, I have to try very, very hard not to exhaust my heroes, so then the clues don't trigger, because here's the next clue. It's the prison key. So when revealed, we're going to add a fire rises and the prisoner in white to the staging area. We're going to attach it to the hero with the fewest clue objectives, and then forced, when that hero readies, discard a non-clue attachment from it. So that is why Bard has not had any attachments yet. I've been purposely not putting attachments on Bard because I knew I was going to get this clue, and that's why, again, I'm not going to show what 4 of the clues do in this quest, so you can be surprised and see what kind of horrible things you're going to have to deal with that you weren't preparing for. But I was preparing for this clue because I had played this quest before. So now if Bard readies, he has to discard attachments from himself that is not a clue objective. Well, I'm just not going to put anything on him. Okay, so the prisoner in white and a fire rises are going into the staging area. So now I cannot travel to locations, and I can't make them the active location, and I also have to spend an extra resource to play an event. And before we end the round here, I'm going to exhaust that North Realm Lookout and the Sparrow Hood and Cloak to move the Sparrow Hood and Cloak to another character, and that character readies. So now my Guardian of Eskeros has 3 different attachments, so he's maxed out. So he's going to be questing for 5, and he's defending for 5, and I can play another attachment on a North Realm Lookout and draw a card, and Dale's doing Dale things, and I draw a Warrior of Dale. I no longer have to raise my threat by an additional threat every round. I'm even with my Dale and Dunedain, so I don't get a cost reduction. And we're going to start out by playing the map of Rovanion on North Realm Lookout, so that is the first attachment going on him, so he gets to draw me a card, and I get, oh boy, Traffic from Dale. It's time to get money, but that actually costs 1 extra because of, I think it's the Fire Rises. All right, so let's play the Warrior of Dale. He's going to cost 1 less, no resource match needed. So he's in, and when he gets a weapon, he gets boosted pretty well. So those are my 2 cards. No reason to play the Ranger of Cardaland right now. I think I have everything well in hand. So let's commit to the quest. These 3 characters do not exhaust. So that's 11. That's 11 willpower without exhausting. Thalin will ready. And I am going to quest against the main quest. There's nothing telling me I can't. So I will quest against the main quest. And the maps don't trigger because the active location is immune. I just don't want to clear these side quests that we got because that brings out an enemy that I don't want to deal with. And like I said, keeping stuff a surprise as much as possible if you decide to play this thing. You can definitely try to play it and get all 8 clues, but I'm just getting 4 this time. Alrighty, we got an enemy that is bad if he stays up in the staging area. So we do clear the horse's tail. We're going to flip it over and we get Rohirric coins. So we're going to add Whispers in the Darkness to the staging area. We're going to attach it to the hero with the least amount of clues. And then when that hero readies, we have to exhaust a different character. So now all of my heroes have clues, and only Bard can really exhaust and ready without having anything happen. Okay, Whispers in the Darkness. 6 progress. After a location is explored, we got to raise our threat by 1, and when it's defeated, we're going to add the Whisperer to the staging area. Well, I can't travel to a location thanks to the prisoner in white. So yeah, we're just not going to travel, and we're just going to go right into combat. This guy isn't hitting very hard. Thalon readies at the beginning of combat. I'm going to defend without exhausting. No shadow, and plenty of attack power to take this guy out. So that's the plan from this point forward. Try not to exhaust my heroes, just let all my allies do all the work, and we're going to get one more clue and advance to the final stage. So let's go into the next round. Alrighty, everybody got their money, and the card I draw is another map of Rovanion. That's the third one. Kind of useless right now, and I can't travel. I can't play that event because they cost an extra resource to play. And I do get a cost reduction from the Last Alliance if I wanted to put in a Dunedain. And if I trigger the Last Alliance on the King of Dale, I get a second cost reduction. So I'll put in this Ranger of Cardolan for 2. That seems like good value. So I spend 2 resources there, and I'm even again. Sending on the quest, that's 11 willpower without exhausting. There's 2 more, and I need to make 6. Let's send the East Road Ranger as well in case we get a 4-threat location. And we get, oh, it's just a 1-threat location. It's the one where I have to spend resources from the a single hero's resource pool to play an ally. Okay, so I do clear Whisper in the Darkness. So this is going to go into victory display. And we add the Whisperer, 45 engagement, 3/5/3/5, Gondor, Traitor, Suspicious. At the end of the round, return the Whisperer to the staging area if able. She makes an immediate attack against the first player. Damage that would be dealt is instead assigned as an increase in the first player's threat. Not a big deal for me. When she's defeated, we're going to flip it over and reveal it. Alrighty, so let's try to kill her. The only thing that could kind of screw me over right now is if she gets pushed back up to staging. So she is attacking for 5. That's a lot, but I can defend for 5. And the shadow is attacking enemy gets +1, +2 instead, if it's from the staging area. Okay, so I am going to take a damage from that attack. And then I have plenty of people ready to kill her. Thalon should be ready, so there's me saying he's ready, and now he's exhausted. And we take her out, and the clue we get is the Silver Dagger. So we're going to add a Case of Identity and the Red Harvest to staging area. We're going to attach it to the hero with the fewest clue objectives attached, so I get to choose since they all have 1. And then after that hero readies, we're going to deal a damage to it. So I definitely want to attach this to a hero that I never plan on exhausting because I have no healing in this deck. So now Bard is definitely not going to be readying for the rest of the game if I can help it. Okay, I got 4 clues and I may advance, so let's do it. So we're going to advance to 3A and Uncertain Dawn. When revealed, remove all suspicious cards and encounter side quests from the game. Add any of the set-aside Dunlin or garrison enemies to the staging area if able. That's nasty. So if you haven't already shuffled those into the deck, they're all coming out to get you. So it's definitely a good idea to clear those 2 locations from the start of the game because that can come back and bite you. All right, so all these cards are leaving. So no more side quests in the staging area. And then 45 progress needed. What the heck? But it gets -5 quest points for each clue objective. So I need to make 25. And then at the beginning of the quest phase, we're going to discard cards from the top of the encounter deck until an enemy is discarded. We reveal that enemy and add it to the staging area. This stage cannot be defeated except at the end of the round. If the players defeat the stage, they win the game. I've noticed this is a thing Chris likes to make sure you do. You can't just YOLO quest to win. You got to survive at least a round of combat the same round you plan to win. Questing out to win the game isn't something I think he enjoys. It's like, no, let's get some more fighting in there. So we have to get 25 progress on there, and then we need to survive combat. Oh, and I draw Wigloff. Okay, nice. So he costs 5, but he gets an item on him for free. And then we can exhaust an attachment on him, and he will ready. Limit once per phase. An amazing, a very good tail target. Plus he's a 2/2/1/3. So that's great. Okay, so now I can play Traffic from Dale for just 1. So what I do is I'm going to count all of my all of my Dale characters with an attachment. And I could use the Last Alliance on traffic from Dale, so it would be Dale and Dunedain characters, but that seems like overkill. Obviously, I'm getting a ton of resources by doing it this way. So let's just pile those on Brand. And now I have plenty of resources to pay for Wigloff. So I will reduce the cost by 1 thanks to the King of Dale. So he's going to come in for 4. I got to scoot that down because I am officially running out of space. I can play an item attachment on him for free if I have one in my hand, and I do. So the map of Rovanion will go on him. So I have all 3 maps out, so I cannot get lost. I'm a walking GPS at this point. And I get to draw a card thanks to Brand, and I get the Hauberk of Mail, so that's just another attachment I can play on somebody. I might as well. So I haven't triggered the Last Alliance yet, but I think I'll still just keep it Dale. So let's just play that on the Warrior of Dale. He's going to get a willpower. I'm going to get to draw a card. And the card I get is another East Road Ranger. Okay, well now I have one more Dale character than Dunedain. So the East Road Ranger costs 1 less. And I had 2 resources on Aragorn. You just couldn't see them both. So he's going to come in. And then now I'm going to trigger the Last Alliance on Brand. So all Dale and Dunedain characters get a willpower boost if they have an attachment. Unfortunately, it actually doesn't do anything. I kind of realized that after I did it. Oh well, it was a good idea if I would have had attachments on questing characters. So let's discard cards till we get an enemy. Okay, we got the Deadly Defector. So we're not going to make anywhere near 25 progress here. After double checking my math, I am sending 21 against 7. The card we get is Doomed One, False Leads, and that's the one where I have to remove a hero that has a clue objective from the quest, and then exhaust a hero. So King Bran, Son of Bane, gets removed from the quest, and then Bard is going to get... Oh, no, it looks like I exhausted Aragorn. Okay, Aragorn is going to exhaust. I knew I exhausted Bard. There we go. Bard is going to exhaust. And rechecking my math to make sure it's still right, I do end up making 11 progress out of 25, so it's about halfway. I can travel now, so I might as well. Between the 2 of them, I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to win next round. So I might as well just travel to that one with the less threat, but the maps are just going to clear it out because they place progress on the active location, and it's a 3 progress location. Alright, combat coming. I don't need to exhaust to defend. If an enemy is attacking from the staging area, it does something worse, and let's kill that guy. There we go. Alrighty. So combat is pretty easy with this board state. This is a really fun deck, guys, if you want to give this Last Alliance a try. I would say if you're playing a quest that doesn't have side quests that are going to get cleared from the quest itself, swap out Aragorn for Thurindir. The only reason I put Aragorn in this quest is because this quest has a ton of threat increase, so that was my tech against that. But you could easily add some threat reduction with Woodman's Clearing or something and put Thurindir in to get your side quests. And put in, was it Double Back, the one that drops your threat by 5? Okay, let's discard cards until we get an enemy. This is pretty much a done deal at this point. There's my enemy. It is a 5 threat enemy, so that kind of sucks, but I should be able to quest for enough to get the remaining progress that I need. So when I commit the 3 characters that each have a map, they're going to put 3 progress on the active location. So that's why I chose that one. And the card we get is a 1 threat enemy. So that's 10 against my 27. So we are at 20, what is it, 9 now total out of 25. So we've cleared that. Now we just got to survive combat. And only one of these enemies need to come down. So let's just engage the guy that's hitting for 6. And I can defend with my beefed up ally there. There's no Shadow, so he takes a damage. And then we can swing back and kill it easily. And that is going to be a victory. We survived to the end of the round once we raise our threat. And that's it. So we've done it. There are 4 clues that you guys don't know what they do. And I would encourage you to get a hold of this quest somehow and play it either on Dragon cards or get a printed copy It is an absolute blast to play, and it's so fun to choose the path you want to take, especially once you've played it a couple times and you know what the clues are. You can try to decide which path to take, which clues to avoid, which clues to get, which enemies to fight, which enemies not to fight, which side quests to deal with versus which side quests not to deal with. It's incredibly well done and very replayable, and I would love to play this one in multiplayer. I think it would be an absolute blast. And if you want to try out the Last Alliance contract, this is a really fun deck to bring. It's so powerful. It's insane. Look at these allies. Give me a break. All right. I hope you enjoyed that one, everybody. Take care. Bye-bye.